Kardashians never spilled their secrets, everyone was always left wondering, how is Kim getting that killer bod? Being secretive was kind of part of the Kardashians' entire appeal, and it's why Keeping Up the Kardashians was so incredibly popular. We finally felt like we got to have a moment and a glimpse into their real lives. But now that Keeping Up with the Kardashians has completely taken a nosedive, the girls are kind of taking a new approach. Suddenly, the family is talking like it's open mic night. First, Kylie drops the, "Yeah, I got these boobs at 18 bomb on Hulu." She's now dropping her surgeon's info and the exact implant size that she got. Then we got Northwest, on the other hand, talking all this smack about Kim Kardashian's products so that we know it's the truth, because we just love transparency and honest feedback. And don't even get me started on Khloe Kardashian's new Unfiltered series. Get so for real. So what I want to know is, what in the world is going on? Why are the queens of secrecy leaking half-truths now? And why does the timing feel so rehearsed? Well, you guys better buckle up, besties, and prepare yourselves for impact, because today I am absolutely getting to the bottom of this. And if you guys haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe down below to the channel, and also like the video if you've been enjoying these videos, because you know it means the entire world to me. And if you already have, love you so much. Thank you. Kylie's boob job reveal aired in the 2024 season of The Kardashians. She told Kendall that she wished she never touched her chest before having children, basically confirming years of fan speculation. And before she ever confessed this, she just simply told her fans that it was the Victoria's Secret bombshell bra. That was why her boobs looked so good and fake. It might sound stupid, but honestly, thousands of fans actually believed her. And they actually defended her to the very end. And I'm speculating whether or not this was a partnership with Victoria's Secret, because could you imagine how many of those bras she sold? She had me fooled at the time. Kylie Jenner coming out and revealing she had her boobs done in a TikTok comment section after I swore up and down to everyone it was the Victoria's Secret bombshell bra. No, like, and I was saying, like, I know her lips are natural. Like, I know she's just a makeup queen. It was a dark time for me too, girls. Don't worry about it. I fear it's always been obvious. Is the grass green? It's like when she did her lips and fans swore up and down that it was makeup. I'm sorry. Yeah, like literally I relate to that so hard. In 2015, when Kylie Jenner made an announcement on her app and lied to us, saying she didn't get a boob job and that she was wearing a VS bombshell bra, I fully believed her. I needed a bombshell bra, but my mom refused to buy it for me, so I'd go into Victoria's Secret dressing rooms and bite the security tag off, cracking my teeth, then throwing my ratty old bra behind the mirror. I'd wear the bombshell I stole out of the store and never took it off, so my mom wouldn't find it. It would eventually get all dirty and ratty because I wouldn't wash it, so I'd go back and repeat the process. All because of Kylie Jenner's lie. There's like 11 nasty, dirty, rotten bras behind a mirror in a random New Jersey Victoria's Secret. And that's on transparency. And you never got caught? Girl, teach me your ways. Why confess to a crime? Did you just confess to a crime online? You couldn't beat this information out of me. See, I mean, I don't know if Kylie Jenner's intention was to have girls stealing, but Kylie, come on, do better. Now, that infamous scene where Kylie Jenner admits to everything cracked open a door that the Kardashian family had sealed for years. They kept that door triple locked. This isn't really the first time this happened, because once, Khloe posted an unfiltered photo of herself in a bikini, which was deleted instantly. Oh, but now Khloe Kardashian is coming out and saying that she's gonna stop filtering all of her Instagram posts and stopping using Photoshop altogether. She confesses now that she used to overly Photoshop her face, but now she's being so transparent and finally coming clean. Thank God, you guys.
Do you all remember this Kardashian bikini photo? A photo that wasn't even that bad, but then the Kardashians tried to have it scrubbed from the internet, and because of this, it resulted in a flurry of tweets and articles about the photo that wouldn't have existed if they didn't try to scrub the photo from the internet. Well, it turns out this backfire effect actually has its very own name. It's called the Streisand effect. And it's named this due to the fact that Barbara Streisand tried to sue the California Coastal Records Project for $50 million after they posted this photo of her house. At the time of the lawsuit, the photo had only been downloaded a total of 6 times, 4 of which by Streisand's own lawyers. However, due to all the media and publicity about the lawsuit, the photo was then downloaded about 500,000 times in a month, and the lawsuit was dropped. Another example of the Streisand effect was in 2010 when the US government tried to cut off access to WikiLeaks, which resulted in hundreds of mirror sites being created.
And like, what pissed me off about that bikini photo is she looked good. Could you imagine living in a world where you are so used to looking at your photoshopped and filtered appearance that you cannot look at the incredible progress you've made from day one? Like, what, BBL aside, whatever aside, she looked fine. How do you think that makes people feel? Like, pissing me off. You are pissing me off.
How I wish Khloe Kardashian responded to the leaked bikini photo. So if you guys are unaware, there was an unfiltered bikini photo of Khloe Kardashian that was leaked the other day. And then Khloe's team scrambled to erase its existence off the internet. If you guys remember, a very similar instance happened to Selena Gomez where the press called her fat over this beautiful photo. And instead of scrambling to get it off the internet, Selena Gomez responded with what most of us wanted to hear. And I think she did it partly to stand up for herself and tell trolls, you can't call me fat, I'm confident in my own skin and this is what a normal body looks like. I think she also did it to help younger fans out who are constantly looking at Photoshop pictures that are unrealistic and comparing themselves to them and just always feeling insecure. So honestly, go Selena Gomez, because that's the message we should be taking away from this, is you should love your body, and most things you see on the internet, they're not real.
Khloe Kardashian admits she no longer participates in humiliating routine of photoshopping her photos on social media.
You Photoshop every picture you post. I will say there was a time that I heavily Photoshopped. I wouldn't dare post a photo without heavily photoshopping. And in hindsight, when I look back at those photos, it's a cartoon character and it's humiliating that I thought that was even a version of myself. I feel bad that I thought I needed to look like that, but I was around people who were all doing that. I just remember being so consumed in the filter world and having my face look a way that it just wasn't. But currently now, no.
She's also been another one to finally drop the truth on every single procedure she decided to have done, minus the BBL, of course, and any of the other unfavorable surgeries she just simply doesn't want to own up to. That selective transparency is so weird to me. And this begs the question, if the Kardashians were so worried about being honest in the first place, what is with this new transparency now? Why come clean so many years later? Being first to confess sounds brave, but in marketing, it's just good business. Kylie's boob job moment drew clips, reaction TikToks, and free headlines. We've got people praising her left and right for being so open and so brave. Khloe went ahead and copied the same cycle and drew in her own coverage. Sure, it kind of backfired because people started to notice that she was sitting under tons of filters in her own video about being unfiltered. And everything in the Kardashian series on Hulu is also heavily filtered. So why do I feel gaslit right now as I'm looking at a crazy blurring filter? As she speaks in heavy filter. Their new Hulu show has the heaviest filter I've ever seen. Don't even get me started, you guys. And she's also being accused of heavily photoshopping her pictures again. But hey, it's the thought that counts, right? At least she was honest. Bro, could you actually imagine going through all of the hassle to try to come clean about something I've been keeping in for so many years? Are you finally gonna... And then you're lying? I don't get it. Khloe Kardashian slammed for duck lips and filter lies as fans erupt over new pictures. Khloe Kardashian is facing fresh backlash after sharing new photos just days after insisting she no longer heavily alters her images. The 41-year-old reality star, who found herself at the center of a Photoshop scandal less than 3 months ago, recently claimed on a podcast that she scaled back on using filters, but fans weren't buying it. She also raised eyebrows last month when she got unusually candid on social media about her cosmetic procedures, but noticeably skipping over what many believe was the most obvious tweak, a BBL. Still, Khloe didn't shy away from the scrutiny, firing back the next day with a detailed breakdown of everything she's had done, complete with shoutouts to her doctors and clinics. But the controversy reignited on Friday when she posted a batch of scenic outdoor photos on Instagram. While the setting was picturesque, fans were more distracted by her noticeably fuller pout. Girl, just give it up. Just stop. Nobody asked you to do this. You were hiding for so many years. If you're gonna come clean, do the damn thing. When your audience honestly stops caring about you and your brand, and that specifically goes for Khloe Kardashian, the amount of influencers that are out there taking center stage for being real and honest and straight up, who cares about you, girl? Throw in the towel and retire. She's growing to a point where she's feeding these confessions to keep her brand alive. But of course, you never confess everything. You leave room for another crazy info bomb a couple months later. A staggered truth strategy stretches relevance like a damn taffy. That is exactly why Kylie dropped the boob job news. And a couple months later, she's dropping little TikToks on her secret to her perfect hair routine.
Okay, me and Sherilyn are gonna do a hair tutorial. Finally, giving everyone. Right now we're just blowing out my hair and then we're gonna put some clip-ins in. But really the biggest secret with this is just doing a bunch of different types so nothing lays together. That is the hair.
Now, there's also a second reason. The beauty bills are coming due. From 2012 to 2020, the sisters built an empire telling women perfection was natural, if You bought their lip kits and contour sticks. Now the public knows it wasn't natural at all, and the younger fans have receipts. Before and after slideshows, surgery breakdowns, photoshops. The only way to soften that backlash is to sprinkle in honesty.
Okay, friends, let's talk about Miss Kim Kardashian, because she is once again being called out by the Photoshop police, and this latest Photoshop job, you guys, I am completely mind-boggled. Okay, so this TikToker has now gone viral for pointing out that in one of Kim Kardashian's most recent photos, she photoshopped her neck and her traps to look skinnier. This TikToker pointed out how if you zoom in on Kim Kardashian's post, you can see that the water pattern is different. She used this fancy Photoshop tool to pull it back into its normal pattern, and boom, you can see this is what Kim Kardashian's neck and traps would look like if she did not edit her photo. Quick side by side for you. Edited photo. Unedited? Edited. What's even crazier to me is that in this post that Kim Kardashian did on her Instagram, she also included a behind the scenes video where we can clearly see her neck and her traps don't concave like that. Look, I'm all about for people doing whatever they need to do to feel better about the photos they post. Sadly, that's the culture we live in. It's definitely not a good culture. Don't get it twisted. I mean, this level of photoshopping is what screws people up because they think this is naturally attainable when it's clearly not. Also, just like, who photoshops their freaking neck?
Admit just enough to sound relatable, like all of the girls that are doing it better than you. Hide the rest so the mystique and the sales survive. Now, this is what I truly want to understand. What is the science behind why we buy even though us as consumers know better? Humans love proximity bias. If we watch someone reveal one secret on camera, our brains assume the rest of what they said is also true. Marketers call this the foot in the door effect. Kylie and Khloe actually leverage it. Admit one surgery, and many viewers subconsciously forgive the gaps. We're also wired for confirmation comfort. If you spent money chasing a look these sisters popularized, hearing them confess small tweaks feels validating. See, it wasn't just me struggling. That keeps fans loyal even after being extremely misled. That is why we've seen hundreds of girlies coming out of the woodwork to reveal that they had boob jobs too. They feel validated when they see someone as perfect or beautiful as the Kardashians revealing that they in fact had work done, which is honestly kind of sad. When you think about it, the Kardashians pushed a hourglass on steroids body image for decades. Tiny waist, inflated hips, poreless skin, high cheekbones, and a flat stomach. They were the ones who originally pushed this unrealistic body standard onto women. As thousands of women all around the globe struggled to follow in their footsteps, they began to rely on procedures, BBLs, and Botox to get there. Oh, and the Kardashian products, of course. Can't forget that. That's what makes them so beautiful. Meanwhile, the Kardashians are finally bearing the brunt of their own lies.
Was Kylie Jenner crying when she saw the impression she made on 13-year-old girls who were sucking on shot glasses to get big lips like hers only to be sent to the hospital with sometimes permanent damage? No, she said, don't do that. Just buy my lip kit. That's how I got my lips so big.
They are now the ones that have to deal with the dangerous beauty standard that they created. Now they're the ones getting procedure after procedure trying to keep up. No pun intended. Keeping up. Just look at how Kris just got a brand new $100,000 facelift at 70 years old, and Kim and Khloe are getting $3,000 facial regenerative procedures done on their faces every single month.
It's finally happening, guys. Today, Kim and Khloe Kardashian posted a viral video of them getting soft wave. My name's Ted. I'm a board-certified aesthetic nurse practitioner and a key opinion leader for SoftWave. I've been saying it for the last 2 years that SoftWave is the most innovative regenerative device out there, which uses proprietary ultrasound beams and thermal energy to target the mid-dermis at 1.5 millimeter depth to help contract and lift the face, eyes, and neck. Where else can you find a procedure that will help regenerate your skin over 6 to 12 months without downtime? Nowhere else.
And of course, we can't forget to talk about how Kim reduced her implant size to look more natural. It's bizarre how they went so far one way and went right back.
It looks like Kim may have reduced the size of her implants. This is her back in 2017. And here she is today. This is a very common operation. It takes literally like a half hour. I do it all the time, and I think she may have had it done.
I think the worst thing about this, and the way that I see through these lies, is that they are still negatively impacting women. Imagine you're 15 years old today, scrolling on your phone, worried about your nose or your thighs. Trust me, I have been there. Khloe goes ahead and says, I just had a tiny nose job and just a little Botox, and says nothing else. So you believe her. You end up saving for some filler, maybe a nose job for yourself, thinking that that's all that it takes. You don't budget for the hidden BBL, for the hours of photo retouching for the nutritionists and private gyms. Partial truths create a false price tag that women try and fail to pay. The result is shame or debt, or both. Meanwhile, all the Kardashian defenders are out here being fooled.
I've always love Kylie. I've always loved Kylie since her King Kylie era. I always knew she was my best friend and my big sister.
Wake up. Do you genuinely think that the Kardashians care about your or my opinion? They just want to use you to buy their products. It's all a very terrifying marketing scheme, what lengths they will go to stay rich and relevant. And unlike a lot of influencers you and I might follow that are genuinely grateful for the support, these Kardashian women do not give a darn about you in the slightest. Everyone who saw Kylie's boob job info and began praising her needs to recheck their priorities. It was the Kardashians that simply started these messed up beauty standards, getting things done and then lying about it to your face. And at this point, you're simply feeding the flames of their really sad PR stunt.
Are moved away too fucking easily for me. Like, y'all will move over anything. Kylie told y'all how you can go to a plastic surgeon that you most likely can't afford and what you can get to get the same tits as her, and y'all are like, oh my god, this girl's girl, this feminist queen. The bar is quite literally in hell. It is beneath hell.
Bro, it's the same way that we were literally just calling Hailey Bieber a stalker 6 months ago and that Justin Bieber's on all these drugs, and now that he puts out a new swag album, you guys are all like, he looks like the best father. Oh, him and Hailey are so in love. Just, that was a moment of silence for you besties. Like, that was we're gonna take a moment to reflect.
Ever since I saw that clip of Kylie Jenner crying because of all the mean things people have said about her online and her looks online, I've been asking myself 2 questions. 1, are the Kardashians truly responsible for creating an unrealistic beauty standard? And 2, if the answer to number 1 is yes, does that mean we should no longer feel any sympathy or empathy for them when they experience the very human emotion of like sadness when people are talking shit about them? Because this is mostly what I've been seeing. The takes I've been seeing have essentially been, there's no reason to feel sorry for her or any of the Kardashians because they created this unrealistic beauty standard that they can no longer live up to. And then that made me think of something I recall Jackie Aina saying a while back. I remember at the time there was sort of a conversation being had around influencers and influencers basically like not being authentic and promoting unrealistic expectations of beauty and lifestyle and whatever. And essentially that being harmful to people because we weren't seeing, influencers were showing us like, you know, just one side of their life and a very perfected version of their lives, and that was harmful for us to be consuming. And what I recall Jackie saying was essentially something to the effect of, this is my job, right? Creating content and being an influencer is my job. As part of my job, I decide what I do and don't put out there for public consumption. I decide what stays private to me. I decide what I'm going to put on my platforms. That is my decision. It is not my responsibility to make sure that you interact with my content in a healthy way. I don't have any control. By the same token, and bringing it back to Kylie and the Kardashians, yes, almost everything that they have put in front of us is full glam, fully posh, fully polished, filtered, edited, you know, sucked in with the shapewear and arched and contoured and all of it, plastic surgery, whatever. But that's their public persona. And is it necessarily the case that what they're doing is showing us an unrealistic or setting an unrealistic standard of beauty? Or are they setting a public standard of beauty that might in fact be very different from what they're doing in private? I don't know. I'm going to be thinking about this.
And that reminds me of this thing that I have read before, all about the arithmetic of compassion, which basically says that we have more compassion, like psychologically, we have more compassion for individuals than we do for large groups of people. And then of course, Kylie's daughter is closer to her as family. We care more about people that we know, right? But even still, like, there are millions and millions, hundreds of millions of people billions, who the Kardashians have corrupted with their beauty standards, but they don't care.
It's just like how Kylie's gonna go, I never told you guys to buy my lip kit. I never told you guys to get my Victoria's Secret bra. I never told you guys to get implants. I'm just telling you what I did. But now that I have Stormy, she better never do her booty and boobs and nose and lips like me.
Yeah, obviously I have a daughter too. I would be heartbroken if she wanted to get her body done at 19.
I can't. Could you imagine having any sort of effect on not just the people in your circle, but like hundreds of thousands of people, and then going, yeah, why did we do that? Why are people talking about my face? It's just like, how can you watch that and feel sympathy for somebody like that? I don't get it. They're struggling for views, I guess, because society is moving on from them and they're trying to stay relevant with these topics. And yet they still edit all their pictures and visit their surgeons weekly. I saw this and rolled my eyes like the Kardashians are becoming irrelevant and they cannot stand it. Absolutely. The reality is there are so many people coming for their throne at this point. There are real women, real men on social media that are actually creating incredible content. They have a voice and they're choosing to use it, and they're real and honest, and then you guys are like, but my big lips. Come back, guys. Come on, my makeup. Don't you remember me? Now, if I'm gonna be all cruel like this, we have to talk about the other side of the argument. Were these unfair and unrealistic beauty standards pushed on the Kardashians also? Were they somehow expected to have all these procedures somehow in an effort to stay rich and relevant? And that it was also so normalized for them in their lives that they in fact ended up pushing it onto other women? Maybe even subconsciously, maybe they didn't even realize at the very beginning what they were doing. Look, I can sit here all day and debate whether or not the Kardashians are victim to their own idiocy. But at the end of the day, they falsely advertised their products, they lied to their own fans for years, and they continue to lie to us to this very day. And I think when I say fans, like these are people that gave you your lives. The people that show up to watch your show, to buy your stupid crusty lip kit, to sit there and listen to your stupid podcast, Chloe. They are giving you the life that you have today, and you don't have the decency to be honest and real. That is satanic. Like, sorry, you have no compassion. The Kardashian credit line on perfect girl illusions is overdue. They're paying it back in installments of half-truths, hoping late fees don't kill the brand. But fans aren't banks. We do not have to finance the fantasy. We can call for full statements, or we can go ahead and take our attention elsewhere. Either way, the family that sold unrealistic beauty standards is now being trapped by it. They can delete filler, downsize their BBLs, even chase injections for weight loss. But the standard that they built is a treadmill set to sprint. The moment that they slow down, everybody sees the machine, and the filter was running the entire time. So the next time you see a Kardashian pop up to spill the truth, just scroll away because that's what they deserve. That's tea. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please throw out a big fat thumbs up, and also comment down below and let me know if you guys were ever subject to their unrealistic beauty standards. I think I feel very passionately because I grew up hating my body in the era where Kim and Kylie were at their peak, in the King Kylie era, in the lip kit era, in the VS BBL bombshell bra era, and I genuinely feel like it affected my mental health to a very large degree because I was so young. If all this stuff came out now, are you kidding me? It would be smoke and mirrors. I would never believe a single thing, but I genuinely felt very victim to this, along with a lot of my high school friends. So that's why I feel so passionately, and I want to deep dive into subjects like this, not just along the lines of the Kardashians, but how we even grew to this point where we're at to begin with. If you did enjoy this video, you can go ahead and click here to find out why every single person is starting to look the same. We're all having the exact same face, and it's starting to get very weird. Or you guys can go ahead and click here to find out why the Kardashians are aging like milk, and no matter how much money they spend, they will never fight time. We're all gonna die, baby, so let's just live with it. You guys know I love you, and I only make these videos because I truly want the best for you. I hope you have an amazing day or night or whenever you're watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.